Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, we're going to put a loving spotlight on a wonderful nonprofit coffee house. You might call it Coffee with a Cause. Their journey next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
One of the things that makes Dallas-Fort Worth such a special place to call home is the philanthropy. There are some wonderful people who write checks to wonderful nonprofits, and a beautiful nonprofit just came into my field of view, and I wanted to introduce you to two of the leaders, Natalie Huscheck and Hannah Dorsey with Well-Grounded Coffee Community. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll start with you, Natalie. What is Well-Grounded?
Well-Grounded Coffee is a nonprofit coffee house. We hire marginalized women in Dallas out of prison, out of addiction recovery, sex trafficked, homeless and pregnant, and we really journey with them toward a better future through a process that includes, of course, work, but also educational opportunities,
Sure.
community, and faith.
Yes. Well, Hannah, I know you have an amazing story, and at one point you were incarcerated.
Yes, I was in prison. I made a series of bad choices that landed me there. I was there 2.5 years, and I got out and got into a program, and that's where I found the coffee shop. And since then, I've been working there. What is it? About to be 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And
How has it changed your life?
it's completely changed it. I've never lived a life just working and paying bills, doing things that normal people do. I've never lived like that, so it's a complete change.
Well, and your eyes light up when you talk about this. I saw a wonderful piece that NBC5 did not too long ago. Let's go ahead and roll that piece.
You're just shooting me down, and it gets discouraging.
It's hard to get a job after prison, and Natasha Weir is living proof. Get this, a 2016 study found that less than 9% of help wanted ads in Virginia were open to hiring someone with a criminal record. That supports what different researchers found in 2018. It said among convicted felons, the unemployment rate is much higher.
It's like, why am I even trying this way, you know? And it's hard because you want to go back to your old way. You know, well, I can go do this and I can make money this way. I struggled with addiction from an early age, and it just took over my life, kind of. And I didn't know a different life. I just accepted that's what life was, and accepted it. Then I went to prison in 2018, and I was there a year. I had my son there, and his grandma ended up going and getting him from the hospital.
Natasha did get the break she needed, a job at Well-Grounded Coffee in Dallas. Not only do they hire people with criminal records, they are going out of their way to do it.
Michael and I are just coffee freaks, and so it was a natural and an easy beginning to open up a coffee house and use that for life transformation, giving second chances.
Natasha hasn't been a barista before, but she's a quick study. She says the new skill's nice to have, but it's never been about serving coffee. It's about community, and Natasha needed that. Before Well-Grounded, she tried working at a sub shop. They offered her 3 to 4 hour shifts at less than $10 an hour. With a baby at home, it wasn't ideal.
They're taking public transportation, they're taking their children to daycare or school, getting on another bus, taking it to work. It's so challenging. I mean, the courage that these women have had to keep pushing forward. I mean, these ladies are heroes. They are so inspiring.
And what these businesses allow us to do, like a coffee house, is engage in lifting others up for longer than a year, they'll outgrow us. That would be the biggest win, is if they outgrow us.
So getting a good job and getting it quick is important for staying out of prison. A study by the Manhattan Institute found a 20% reduction in nonviolent offenders returning to crime if they were able to find work after release. But that's not happening. Brookings found that only 55% found work in the first year of their release, and for those that did, the median income was just over $10,000. Which brings us back to Well Grounded, where women with a record find a good job and supportive colleagues.
I feel like I have confidence here, confidence in my ability, when I don't have much experience in the workforce, because I always lived my life on the wrong side of the tracks. So before this job, I've only had 2 other jobs in my life. So I think this job has given me confidence in my ability to actually, quote unquote, live a normal life, I guess. And work and do what normal people do. They get up and go to work and go home, and just maybe stability. I don't know the right word for it.
Here, because we are a nonprofit, people are very aware, and we have these conversations, how we feel if a customer asks you about your past, and you have our full permission to say, I'm not comfortable talking about that. You also have our full permission to share something in your story that you feel could inspire somebody. And so in that way, it's oddly different here because people actually are aware of their background.
Most of the employees are women who have been released from prison, but a few have not, and they help fill gaps in the schedule caused by things like parole requirements or college classes. The story of who is behind the counter here isn't avoided, it's celebrated, and the community is responding. They're providing donations to help women who have specific needs, like buying a car for one mom after she graduates college.
Half the people don't even realize we have a cause. They're just so happy to leave their home office and come and get a great cup of coffee. But the other half are like, I love what you're doing. And especially in a season that we're in, the pandemic, people are excited to somehow be a part of something good, something positive, something fresh and new.
I just try to encourage other women to believe in themselves enough and trust the process to get on top, because a lot of us start on the bottom and we don't have that self-worth, or we come from bad relationships or whatever, So I just try to be encouraging to them and encourage them to stick with it and keep going.
What a wonderful piece. It was beautiful. Well, Nellie, I want to give you a chance to brag about Hannah.
Yeah.
What's Hannah like?
I love bragging about Hannah. When Hannah came to us, we interviewed 2 baristas, and Hannah told us we would hire her, and we did. And I wasn't sure about her. She was kind of like the class clown in the group, and I wasn't sure that she was willing to do what it really takes to not be in that cycle of recidivism. And then we had an event, and there was someone there interviewing the baristas, and she asked Hannah, what happened? Did you fall in with the wrong crowd? And Hannah said, oh, no, ma'am, I was the wrong crowd. And I knew then she was going to own her stuff. She didn't have that victim mentality.
Yes.
And she's just thrived since then, became a leader. She's now a part of our leadership team.
So Hannah, tell us about the vibe there. What are the people like? The customers, the employees?
Oh, the customers, they're like family. It's like we have a huge family. The girls that work there, we're all like family. Sometimes it's hard because we are dealing with women who are coming out of prison and programs, and it's just hard to see them go through their journey and see the things they're going through, and but then you see them like get custody of their children back, or they graduate their program, they're in a car, and then like everything's worth it. All the things you're doing there and all the things you go through is worth it. And I just love working there.
Well, that's so compelling. You are also working in a book. So we're going to put up the book cover, and I want you to talk about it, Natalie. The name of the book is But God, A 30-Day Journey of Hope.
we're super excited, and we'll start pre-selling in about a month, but we've each told our stories in the form of a 30-day devotional. And the idea is like a Tom's Shoes concept. So for everyone we sell, we would like to place one in the hands of someone in prison or an addiction program that needs hope. So it is a book of hope, telling our stories out of darkness and into a really great future.
And I think it's going to be cool for your customers. Your customers probably don't know everybody's story and
Exactly
the road
right.
they traveled. So I applaud you for that. We've got some other pictures that you sent me by email. We're going to put these up, and I want you to tell us what we're looking at.
This is a lot, probably more than half of our team. It's a sisterhood, but here's something exciting that you can see in that picture is that we've gone second generation. So you see Nathan, the only guy, and that is actually Hannah's son.
Oh, cool.
And now he's 15. We've hired him into a second business that we started in the evenings, which is Well-Rounded Pizza.
Oh, nice.
Our second DBA. And Nathan works there, as well as Nadia, which is second generation daughter of Nicole. So super fun group.
That's awesome. How about this one?
I called this one our reunion picture because Angela, who's top center, graduated our program. She was hired into an accounting office after we were able to help her start taking college classes.
Nice.
And she's still there. She'll come and work at the coffee house one Saturday a month. And so we grabbed a picture while she was there.
And this one?
There's Angela again. Just, you know what? We laugh a lot together, and it's important because we're all, all of us are carrying wounds from some trauma, and so laughter is good medicine.
Okay, so Hannah, this has to be such a special place to work. I mean, just being around a sisterhood where people really relate to each other.
Yes, it's of course like no other place I've worked at. It's nice to have the other girls there because they definitely understand what you're going through. We've been through a lot of the same things, and there's no judgment. We can just really lean on each other. Also, our boss, I mean, I can tell her anything. I've never felt like she's looked down on me. She's always just like, okay, let's pray about it, and then, let's figure out our next step. What's the next step? Don't think too far into the future. What's the next step we can take? And I feel like I learned from her because I try to do that with the girls. Because now that I'm on the leadership team, I try to guide them in the right direction, but also make sure they know I understand and I'm here with them. I want to help them. So.
Absolutely. We're going to give the website in just one second, but as we wind down the segment, Natalie, look straight into the camera and tell the viewer why they might want to support you.
Well, truly, lives are being transformed. We celebrate victories on a regular basis. The ladies graduating from their programs, getting off that bus and into a good-use vehicle, as Hannah mentioned, regaining custody of their children, and graduating out into a level of job opportunity that they never would have had before. So come and be a part of victories every day.
Outstanding. Great way to end the segment. We're also going to leave you with the website, which is wellgrounded.coffee. Ladies, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.